What is there to say about Mute? Mark R. Chandar, born in York and of Indian descent, is not quite the quiet guy that his codename would suggest. He'll speak, tending to gravitate towards the people that interest him with their way of thinking, but he keeps things brief and to the point, and sometimes that rubs people the wrong way. But it's not out of malice, and it's just symptomatic of what's perhaps his biggest flaw: impatience. It's been said in all of his biographies, psych profiles, everything, that he is always used to being the youngest and smartest guy in the room, and as a result, he tends not to waste his time. In every aspect of his life he's excelled. He was a brilliant student when he was in school, spent his gap year building security prototypes for a tech company, and then somehow at the age of 14 ended up going to Cambridge, one of the most prestigious universities in the world, never mind in Britain, going on to earn a bachelor's degree and a PhD in electrical engineering. Not content with achieving something that 0.00001% of the population would be able to achieve, he then decided to go and work for GCHQ. The government communication headquarters is a massive organisation, and its specialisations are in communications, intelligence, and all the little sneaky things that go on behind the scenes within intelligence operations. We're then also told that he was an intelligence officer within the Signals Intelligence Unit. We have to assume this is for one of the armed forces, because otherwise he wouldn't have gotten into the SAS, but it's not defined, and after that he got into Rainbow. He's the youngest operator in all of Siege. He's only 25 years old, massive overachiever, and beyond that, we don't really know a lot about him. And I think honestly the most interesting thing for me was finding out about his origin. Now this is something that the writer that actually created Mute brought into the character, and you can see it from his surname, the name of his gadget, that he is supposed to be British Indian, but it's not covered in any lore text. So it's a bit of a strange one. There's been things like this before, the likes of Pulse, he was written as bisexual, that wasn't explicitly covered, but then has gone on to be explicitly covered in something else. So we now know that that's a confirmed thing. There's still a lot of people that deny that Mute is British Indian, or who don't even know, and it's understandable they wouldn't know, because there's not too many things pointing towards it other than a surname, as I say, and the name of his gadget, Chandar and Moni, or Moni, I'm not sure. I don't speak Hindi, unfortunately. Now I don't want to get into the implications of what people's views are when they really fervently oppose the idea of Mute being British Indian, but there we go. It is a thing, unequivocally. But now you're all going to tell me I'm lying because I can't find the evidence anymore. It was messages, I believe, that were sent to the writer by someone in the community who was making this argument and trying to confirm that he was in fact British Indian, and it was confirmed, but I can't find the messages anywhere. There were screenshots and everything. I guarantee this is a thing. If you look a little bit, you will see the evidence. I'm not a tinfoil hat wearing lunatic. This is definitely true, but I can't find it, and I tried. I looked for a long time before I made this video because I knew this was going to be a talking point, but I just can't find it anywhere. It's completely disappeared. But instead, we're going to talk about something different, a little fact, because I know that some people like to know that the operators have friends. And Mute has a friend, Glaz. For some reason, he likes Glaz, and this goes back to what I was talking about in terms of the personalities that he tends to gravitate towards. He likes people that can look at situations and view them in an abstract way, because it's intriguing to him, because he's a very, very intelligent person, and when he's confronted with the views and perspectives of other people that are also kind of abstract and unique in the way that they look at things, he wants people that can resonate with that feeling, because he wants to be able to relate to their experiences, because that's the way that he is. That's the way that he sees the world. And I think that's quite endearing that he looks for that in people. And it also mentions a little thing within Harry's report about him, R.I.P. Harry, that Thatcher has actually come to bat for him on occasion when things have gone wrong, because, as I mentioned before, Mute can be a little bit brash with people. And when he is, he leads himself into situations that he maybe otherwise could have avoided, but that's just not the way he is. Characters have to have flaws. I think that's not a bad flaw to have if you're just a really smart guy and you don't like having to waffle, basically. And as I say, Thatcher comes in and defends him every now and again. So there you go. Apologies this isn't the longest video in the world, but sometimes with operators there's just really not a lot to go on. He's not really been involved in any major animations or comics or anything like that. His lore details within his bio and everything, and in relation to other characters, it's all pretty minor, so we've ended up in a situation where unfortunately this is all I can really tell you about him. But I feel like we'll see more. I suppose it might be worth noting that he's the only operator in the game who hasn't had any kind of face reveal. And I know you might be saying, well, Mr. Blackwatch, Nook has not had a face reveal either. And she hasn't, but she's had a lower face reveal, so that's more than Mute's ever had. He's had... That's a lie. As I'm saying this, you can see his eyes. Don't trust, guys, stop watching me. Unsubscribe. I'm an unreliable source. I can hear them, they're at the door. They're coming for me.
Don't touch that dial now, we're just getting started.